Hey guys, what's up? It's me. This is Chapter 5 Sparks of RWBY Volume 7. I keep wanting to say Volume 5, but it's like, that was 2 years ago, but 5 is just a fun word to say. Also welcome back to my really precariously perched mic, which y'all can't see, but I have it balanced on a box of markers. If I move too much, it'll fall. So, I haven't been spoiled for this because this is Monday, which is when I'm normally able to watch things. The thumbnail was Robin Hill, so I'm very glad. The fact that I know that she's what did I say? The fact that she's voiced by Christina V makes me really happy, but I also find it very funny because Robin Hill's design is like if you took my two roommates and put their like aesthetic styles and types into a blender, and to have her voiced by Christina V is perfect. I'm also very glad that we finally get to meet and interact with her properly. But let's just get into this because I want to know. All of the like storyboard artists and the animators were screaming about this and writing it because I think all three of the writers worked on it. Basically, from what I gathered from Twitter, is that absolutely everyone has been screaming about this episode from conception onward. You keep wishing for some clarity, always hoping that a lightning bolt is gonna save you from this gravity. You're holding out for some romantic life, a world of charm. Oh, and the taste will set you free. You don't have to dream. Also, thanks to everyone who's been coming to the premieres on YouTube, because I found out I've been getting them unblocked, so I've just been setting it for premiere so everyone like knows when they're coming out. And it's been really fun to like talk to people while it comes out. Tyrion. Your hope is shattered. Ever after. Oh yeah, I've seen very few spoilers for this. I know Oscar's in it. I know that we see Weiss in like an Atlas pajama shirt, basically. When you don't know where to turn to, and you sure no hope is gone. When the day you're waiting for will come, dark will heal to dawn. Trust love. Open up your eyes. I love her look. I talked about this on the premiere earlier, but I realized that for RWBY, I'm gonna have to get a lace front for that part there, and I literally want to cry. I hate doing lace front wigs so much. Like, I could not do it, but it wouldn't look as nice.
Salutations! Good morning, Team RWBY.
Yo!
Penny, what time is it even?
Time to be huntresses, of course.
Coffee?
Should I take it? Eyes up, Huntsman. Time to get used to the new normal in Atlas. Your top priority is Amity Tower. That means protecting supply runs from Grimm and bandits. And protecting the site itself.
Nice.
Diverting all construction resources to Amity Tower means there are going to be gaps in Mantle's defenses against Grimm. They'll need help on the perimeter.
Hey, have you two ever thought about branching out a little? You always pair up, but I don't know if your styles really...
Do not question their teamwork.
Really, really good stuff. Yeah, keep it up. Single file up.
But there's still plenty to do in Mantle itself.
So that explains the hot mom comments.
Another casserole.
I think you'll find everyone appreciates having a huntsman around.
That's the fandom.
Totally the haircut.
You're of course free to enjoy your time off as you see fit. Whatever helps you take the edge off.
More fighting Grimm. Or practicing summoning.
You might not hear Oz anymore, Oscar, but that doesn't mean we can't try to jog him loose.
Jesus
What
Christ.
did you have in mind?
The huntsman around you can be an invaluable resource, if you're willing to pay attention.
Have you ever thought about extending your aura?
But make no mistake, school's over. You get to choose what type of huntsman or huntress you are.
Ooh. Clotheslined. pajama shoot for all of them, but I want to do another one now.
So, what's it gonna be?
Can we get a non-faded out version of that? Flint! Oh, she looks so cute!
Come on, Lightning Bolt. Aren't you supposed to be fast? Wow, your boyfriend's actually holding his own. Where's all that energy when he's around you?
Okay, but the fact that she switched from four-wheeled skates to inline is nice. So that's the rest of Team Funky. They're also based off of memes, and I want to know which ones. Also, Neon's hair is a lot more manageable, and I literally just deleted my reference file for her old outfit.
Wow!
Oh, Jesus.
Amazing! You guys have really improved since
the
first
pause.
tournament. And that cute farm boy had a few surprises for us, too.
Toe beans.
Well, you really had us on our toes. Thought you had us there for a second. Whew.
Oh, come on! It was way more than a second.
You guys busy? Want to grab some lunch?
Do we? I could eat a sandwich the size of Cobalt.
Ah, man. We'd love to, but,
Duty calls. Maybe some other time?
No worries. The next time you're free, just let us know.
God, I love her new look.
next time.
God, you're a dork.
There's still time for sandwiches, right?
On the road, Nora.
Not that I'm bored, but why can't we just use an airship to take these supplies to Amity?
The components for Amity Tower's construction are far too heavy. All that weight would require precious dust we should be saving for the launch itself. And the grim that will come after.
You still need to,
It
like,
just makes for long, very long
get it up.
supply runs.
At least the tundra is scenic.
I'm the penguin.
Totally.
Actual footage of me on the bus to class.
Ruby, I just wanted to say how excited I am to be working with you in a professional capacity. As friends.
Me too, Penny.
Relationships are so interesting and varied.
Speaking of friends, have you been able to make any new ones? Since, you know...
Now that I'm the official protector of Mantle, I don't really have a team anymore. General Ironwood says I don't have time for friends.
That's
Oh.
bullshit.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I wish I could do both the things I need to do and the things I want to do.
God, Ruby looks so
Is
cute
that
there.
normal?
Yes.
That's about as normal as it gets, Penny.
Everything going all right up there?
Is he napping?
Fine, Uncle Crow.
I win again. Maybe we should call it quits.
Shut up and deal.
Your niece sure is one of a kind, huh?
They all are. Been through a lot together.
That's a good thing they had someone to look up to and get them through it. Not everyone is so lucky.
I don't know about all that.
Of course they're his cards.
Thanks, by the way, for looking out for him. You and your team.
What good is saving the world without another generation waiting in the wings? Hopefully they'll leave Remnant better than we left it for them.
Are you a theater kid? Because you have theater kid energy.
Once upon a time, I'd have drank to that.
You shouldn't do that, you know?
Don't worry, I gave that up.
I meant deflect a compliment.
Aw.
Those kids wouldn't be where they are without you. You've had more of an effect on them than you realize.
Uncle Crow?
What's going
Learn
on?
to love yourself.
No.
Oh no.
Worse. You two with me. Penny, stay put and keep an eye on our six. We may need an element of surprise.
Affirmative. I will plan for 6 possible outcomes.
She's so cute. Oh, you're really hot. Oh, and the Fawn Girl's back.
All right, ladies, time to show them our teeth.
Once upon a time, Ilya would have fit in really well with that crew.
Robin! Well, if it isn't Mantle's hometown hero. is there a reason you're blocking an official military transport?
Clover, I'm so glad you're here. Maybe you can help me understand why this truck that's supposed to be taking construction materials to fix Mantle's outer wall is on its way to the middle of nowhere. Are you lost?
It's pretty easy to get turned around out here in the tundra. Everything looks the same. Thanks for checking up on us, though. We'll be on our way now.
I was hoping you'd play it straight with me. What's Ironwood doing with Amity at the old SDC mine?
Oh, that. Just giving her an annual checkup.
The next Vital Festival isn't anytime soon. Only automated drones and a few select Atlas scientists are allowed out here. And Amity's getting invaluable resources we need in Mantle to protect against Grimm. Seems like more than just a checkup.
Ruby's face.
You've been scoping it out.
We can't fix the wall without the supplies on these trucks. I think Mantle deserves to know what they're being used for. It doesn't have to be difficult. Just tell me.
I'm going to have to pass on that.
How about you, Pipsqueak? 5 o'clock Shadow? Either of you want to tell me why Mantle's being put at risk for Ironwood's pet project?
We're trying to help Mantle.
That's enough, Robin. As a potential councilwoman, you should probably focus on the election instead of harassing Huntsman. Now, it's time to let us pass.
I think you've misjudged the situation. One way or another, these supplies are going to get where they're supposed to go. Mantle.
Then I suggest you do that through the proper legal channels as a councilwoman, if you get elected.
Now, where's the fun in that?
Robin Hill, I would like to politely ask that you call off the huntresses approaching the rear of the truck.
All right. Joanna! May!
Damn. Y'all hot.
The protector of Mantle, huh?
Let us through. Please.
You're so cute.
Robin. Good luck at the election.
That was a close one.
You're telling me.
They slapped a tracker on, didn't they?
What now?
I want to know why Amity Coliseum is suddenly so important. Whatever it takes.
It's just like a Pokemon battle. Damn.
Your technique still has those maddening, sloppy touches. But you've learned how to make them work for you. You've made them your own.
Wow. That was very close to a compliment.
I didn't intend it that way.
We all make mistakes, I guess.
You've grown up a bit, haven't you? You're not the little girl clinging to the family name anymore.
Since Beacon, I haven't really had a choice. Father's view of the world no longer matches with mine.
Whatever the case, I am glad to see you've moved on. Distancing myself from the Schnee name is the most beneficial thing I've ever done. We can move forward without him. Together. I know General Ironwood would have a place for you.
No thanks.
I would be grateful to him if he did,
That's getting away from...
but I'm not sure I could accept.
Really?
It's just... our kingdom isn't supposed to be like this. Fearful and withdrawn. We should be opening our borders to help the world, not closing them down.
We will, though. Once we've weathered the storm, we will. I know the General hasn't done everything perfectly, but he's doing what he thinks is right.
Everybody thinks what they're doing is right. But usually, they're just looking out for themselves. And their secrets.
Ironwood isn't keeping secrets. Not from me.
Can you be sure?
That's right.
Come with me. There's something I want to show you.
Oh dear. Wow, they really had to do a lot of extra character models for this. This is gonna be the Winter Maiden, isn't it? No, they weren't kidding.
That's the Winter Maiden.
She could pass any day now. Until that happens, I'm the only person Freya's allowed to see.
Freya, okay.
Ironwood's chosen you to be the next... when she dies. How long have you known?
Since Beacon fell.
Damn.
Doesn't it bother you? He practically groomed your whole military career.
It did at first, when the General first proposed it to me. But the more I thought about it, the more I saw it as a privilege. A chance to do some real good for Atlas. For Remnant.
But your destiny was chosen for you, without your input.
Perhaps. But I'm choosing it now. I've made it my own, and I take great pride in it. That has nothing to do with Father or the General. That belongs to me.
I can respect that.
I guess we've both had to do a little bit of that. Carving out our own way.
I suppose we have. Speaking of the family name...
What is he doing?
If I'm elected councilman, I've made it no secret that I will be opposing General Ironwood and his senseless embargo that is crippling all of Atlas. It is my belief that these measures are not only reckless, but criminal. With no shipments allowed to enter or leave the kingdom, I know many are suffering, and my family has been weathering the same storm as many of you. Effective immediately, I'm forced to shut down all non-essential SDC operations. If elected to office, I will make the changes necessary to fix what Ironwood has broken. I hope you ask yourself before the vote, can you trust anyone else to stop Ironwood? Will Robin Hill be able to get your jobs back?
Lance of Liberty. Well, here's a question. Hey, Winter. Hey, Weiss.
I think Father may have just provided the spark that's going to set this kingdom on fire.
Hey, Winter, hey, Weiss, you two are in a very unique position where you can speak out against your father. I like that when they were doing the blocking for it, they had their old models. That's a nice touch. Yes! Paws and sleeves are one piece, not gloves. Okay. That's, yeah, that's so cute. Oh my god. Arryn, you killed it! Okay, so... Okay, there was a lot to chew on there. That's a lot to chew on. Okay, so... I know that we were all joking that Winter was going to be the Winter Maiden because her name is Winter, and... I do think she could be a good Winter Maiden. Like, I want to make that clear. That being said, I don't think that's going to happen. It's also, I could have sworn that they had said something during Volume 3 that, it was like when they got older, not necessarily when they died, but like when they reached an age where like it was no longer practical for them to fight, or like they were no longer a woman or a young woman, but like an older woman, that it would transfer, and not necessarily when they died of old age, for example. That could be something that they've changed, but, or I'm making up that, but that's something that I remember. I wasn't expecting to see Team Funky. I'm glad that we got to see them though. There was, oh god, there was a lot in this episode. Like, I'm trying to figure out exactly like what to talk about and what order, but it's like there was so much and it feels like it was 2 episodes. So this explains the comment at RTX about season 7 being summarized by hot moms, or moms thirsting after John. And I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good job to have. Like, if you walk them to school in the mornings and afterwards you can train in between, like, that's not bad. I do feel bad for Ruby as someone who has to be on a lot of long car rides and a lot of bus rides. Cars make me sleepy. It seems like that's a universal thing. I'm really glad that Clover is calling out Crow on those tendencies, because like that's something that a lot of people do, and like myself included. This isn't like I'm 100% in this camp of like deflecting compliments like that. That's like a huge thing that people do, so it's good that he's like calling him out on it. Just like, no, like I'm not talking about the drink, I'm talking about deflecting a compliment. Like, he's just sitting there, he's just like, hello, we are in the love and support Crow squad, which, yeah. You know what, he's earned it. He really has earned it. I'm intrigued by Robin Hill. She's very pretty. I would very much love to cosplay her, but here's the thing, the only convention I go to is in the summer. And I don't know if I want to be walking around RTX Austin in 110 degree weather and 80% humidity in that. So, I do like that Weiss and Winter had the summoning battle. I do think that's interesting. I do find it odd. Like, I understand that it's not their first course of action to make things that are private public, but I feel like considering how much Jacques is doing to try to get himself elected and actively be a thorn in Ironwood's side, it could prove beneficial for them to necessarily weigh in, because, like, I mean, granted, Jacques could always be like, oh, well, these, like, they turned against me and sided with Ironwood and blah, blah, and he has that card to play, but, like, I feel like it may prove beneficial for at least one of them to be like, hey, so my dad's a piece of shit. He married my mom for money, systematically abused me emotionally until I was 17, and then tried to do so afterwards, physically abused me at least once in my life, actively turned my little brother against me, and have systematically been, like, ruining this whole department and being racist for a very long period of time. Anyway, please don't vote for my father. Bye! Like, that would be nice. Like, that could prove beneficial, so, I don't know, I feel like I don't think they're gonna, like, address that or have them do that, but I think it could be beneficial if they did that. I do like that I did like the montage of them all doing the jobs, of just Marrow being like, why do you two always like pair up? You might want to switch it up. Your styles don't seem to match. Because like at a first glance, Blake and Yang don't seem to like mesh well fight wise. And then the second he says that, Yang's just like, anyway, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of this with my girlfriend. Like that was very well done. And I'm like, fine wine. Fine wine. That was great. That was. I'm gonna replay that moment in my head. I liked watching them all fight. I liked how that training room was set up. It's very neat. I still can't believe we got Team Funky back. I still can't kind of wrap my head around that. I'm trying to think of what the memes that the other ones are based on, because Team Funky was based on memes, because Neon is Neon Cat, and Flint Cole was the skeleton trombone man. So I'm curious what the other two were. I know one of them's name is Cobalt, but I don't know. I've been out of the meme scene for a while. It was really nice seeing their outfits. I really liked Neon's outfit, actually. Like, it looked really comfy. If it were a different color scheme, I would probably actually wear that just in my free time. And I love that her jacket has the little kitty paws, it has the toe beans on it. And like that. And you know she has her hair up like that just for the hood. It makes my life a lot easier because her outfit before I was looking at it was like, dear lord. Because I had made about half of it because I already had roller skates like that. I do like the subtle progression of switching from the 4 skates to inline skates. I think that's a really nice subtle touch to show that she's kind of progressed. Hey Taco, you want to say hi? Oh, she's been napping. You are not happy. Be free. I think that's a nice way to show some character. Oh, I just wiped off makeup on my black shirt. Great. A nice way to show some subtle character progression just in designs alone, so I think that's a nice touch. It was nice that we got to see them again. It would have been cool to see Yang fight, Yang and Weiss fight them, but I like seeing them be teams. It makes me happy. And just Nora just messing with Ren's hair, and just I like that Neon calls Nora Thunderbolt. That's so cute. God, I loved, like, the episodes like this are the ones that get me, because like the first half is just wholesome. It is a good hearty meal that feeds me and all of my 7 grandchildren. Like, it provides with the warmth and comfort we all need, and then like they just slid in at the end with just the not with the exposition, but just plot. Just, it's like, oh, it's like when someone tells you a joke and then gives you a shot at the doctor's office. Like, that's what it felt like. Robin Hill is really pretty, and of course she's voiced by Christina V. I like her happy huntresses. They all have very interesting designs. It never even occurred to me that someone could have a semblance that is invisibility. Like, it makes sense, and of course it's feasible, but it's still cool. I liked seeing Ruby and Hare race around. That was really cool. I want to see what Ruby can do with their semblance. The fact that Weiss and Winter just had like a summoning duel, I found very funny, because it's like, yeah, Weiss is improving her summoning and being able to like fight through that, and eventually she'll be able to have something summoned and fighting while fighting herself. But since it was just the two of them just summoning, it did kind of feel like a Pokemon battle a little bit. Just like Beowulf used Chomp. It was super effective, but then Beowulf was hurt by its burn, basically. But yeah, so the fact that her name is Freya, really? Like, I know that they haven't been like subtle with this. Like, Winter's name is Winter, for crying out loud. And I don't know how it's spelled, but to literally have the Spanish word for cold, or even taking it off of, like, even if you weren't doing the Spanish word for cold, like, the prefix of Freon, what you use in fridges to keep things cold, like, the prefix alone, like, you ain't subtle. You ain't subtle, you ain't slick. I'm curious what Robin's going to do. I feel like Ruby's gonna get into some trouble, finding out some dirty deeds. I do like that Weiss did point out to Winter, like, you don't know for sure he's not lying to you. Like, yeah, he told you right after Beacon you're gonna be the Winter Maiden, but that doesn't inherently mean that he's going to tell you everything. Like, I don't know. I do want Robin Hill to win the election because Jacques is bad, and I feel like Ironwood is great for military. The second you put a military, like, you put him in charge of, like, civic stuff, things go bad. So I feel like if they could just split that chair in two, that'd be great. He can run military in school, she can run the rest of it, so that Mantle is no longer a shithole. That would be lovely. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else. I loved being able to see them, like, sparring and practicing and hanging out. Like, I love that so much. Like, it's such little things, and because it's so rare, I think that also makes it more special when we get to see them hanging out. But, like, the ramen episode, like, 2 volumes ago, 2 volumes ago, like, that's just something so small and so wholesome, but, like, it's nice to see them being friends, because all of the members of Team RWBY and Team Juniper are at their best when they're playing off of each other. Which reminds me, those sleep sets were really cute, and I feel robbed that they're not on the RT store. Like, I have the Atlas sweatpants, but it's not the same. We were also robbed that Weiss's hair wasn't down for that. Like, I can't blame them. They had to do so many models for this anyway. Like, all of the huntsmen, all of, like, the crowd. And I'm sure, like, some of those are stock, but, like, they still have been doing a lot of work. Like, the production level in RWBY has been, like, slowly it's been, not slowly, it's been, like, increasing exponentially since it's, like, come out. Like, and the amount of assets that they need, like, as someone who's dealing with making assets for a film, it's like, y'all, how are you doing this? And the answer is they have a large crew, but, like, it's still impressive as hell. It's still really impressive, and I'm very proud of all of them, and everyone did really well on it, and the writing on this was great, and I loved all the dialogue, and I liked Ruby almost falling asleep on Penny. That filled my nuts and bolts heart. It was really wholesome. They're like, this episode had a lot of wholesome, and then, like, it's like someone gave you, like, a really nice Kit Kat bar, and then they dipped the back part of it in, like, shit. Well, not shit, but, like, sriracha. Like, you're gonna eat it anyway, because it's on, like, the really happy, like, really wholesome, sugary stuff, but you're gonna feel it later. Like, just the weirdest analogy, I realize, but I'm intrigued to see where this goes. I'm recording this on Monday, so hopefully it'll be unblocked on time, and if not, it'll probably be unblocked by next Monday. I think that's all. I don't think Winter's gonna end up being the maiden. I don't think it'll pan out like that. I mean, if she is, good for her, because I'm proud of her. She's carved her own path. She does have a bit of a stick up her butt, but you know what? It's who she is as a person. I can't blame her. She had to forge her own path completely by herself, whereas Weiss had her sister to look up to, and then immediately got, like, 3 amazing friends who are all wonderful. So, and they definitely helped her learn and grow as a person. Okay, so, yeah, I didn't look at the credits for who voiced other things or other names, but that's really solid. Just another thank you to you guys who've been coming to the premiere. That makes it sound like an event, but when I set it up to premiere on YouTube, like, it's really fun being able to talk to you guys, and I had a really fun moment earlier when I was watching, the Chapter 4 reaction, and I had typed out a comment about, I hope Jacques never able to wipe his ass properly, and then I said it in the video, and I had no memory of it. I just blacked it out, and it was like, what the, 1 brain cell. I have 1 brain cell. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great holiday. It's December somehow, which is weird. We're nearing halfway. Next week is episode 6, and as everybody knows, that's usually when things go bad. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, I did like, the early morning briefing. I like Jean handing over his coffee to Marrow and then just eventually bringing him his own. Of course, Clover keeps his own branded deck with him at all times, though honestly, I can't really judge. I feel like RWBY could have taken a nap in the back, but I feel like over the course of this volume, I've actually started liking Crow more, because he always kind of irritated me a little bit, because my cat's messing with stuff. Like, I understood that, like, him being an alcoholic was a character trait, but I felt like it was never really addressed, or it was mostly played for gags, and it just kind of got a little irritating. And he didn't really seem overly helpful, or like he was really doing much by being there. And in this one, he's just gotten a lot of character growth in the seasons here, and I feel like it's because the writers who are working on it have a better grasp of how to really play his character and show his growth, as well as how he can help the others grow. And it's like, congratulations, you made Crow one of my, like, more enjoyable characters in this show. I like that the bunk beds, that they went back to how they slept. That it was the same setup. It was the exact same setup. It was Ruby on the top bunk above Weiss, and it was Yang on the top bunk above Blake. And that makes me happy, because it's just like Beacon, and that makes me, I don't know, it makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. This episode is just warm and fuzzy, followed by soft and stinky. So, and on that terrible sentence, I hope y'all have a great week, and I'll see y'all next week. So